Okay, welcome back. We're here live at 5 again, Crompton Rotten Golf Club. A little bit different for you tonight. We're going to give you some information on what's happening on the course over the next few weeks to better inform members on exactly the processes that go on into developing the golf course and the surfaces that we're after. So without further ado, we're going to the Greens building where I'll bring Scott Robinson in, the course manager, where he's going to take over and explain to us what's going on. Hey Scott, you all right?
Afternoon.
Okay Scott, the Greens renovation programme is scheduled to be done the first week of October, so it's starting Monday the 31st of July. Yeah. So would you just explain a little bit more about why this work's being done?
Well, this work's being done obviously through the SCRI report and general build-up of thatch in the greens. We need to reduce this thatch to improve the greens. Thatch is a build-up of dead and dying grass at the top surface. I think on a previous one of your vlogs we spoke about how the vertidrain works, and it sort of impedes the actual drainage capacity and holds all the moisture up in the top layer, which allows shallow rooting and everything, which we don't want in a green. So to produce the best greens and the best environment for the right grasses that we want, we need to do this job. Now, doing it at this time of year is one of the main things. Everybody says we've just got the greens right, and why we do it, why are we ripping them up? So
there's obviously a science of why you've got to do it this time of year.
You can do it later on, but you're dicing with the elements a lot more.
Okay.
Obviously later on in the year, your daylights go in, and obviously just total recovery and trying to get the best conditions to do the job. The best job, the neatest job, is going to be done in the right conditions, so you'll get the most out of the operation. Now, if you're doing a lot of disturbance work like it is, then you want it to be beneficial. You want everything to go right and get the best perfect job that you can get done from it.
Okay, so am I right in thinking that most of the golf clubs, especially in our area, will be doing this sort of work at this time of year also?
I think a lot of clubs are coming round to the thinking. I have put a preventative fungicide out there already. I've also put out a feed to give us the best recovery, just to boost the growth and make everything healthy and take the stress out of the plant as much as possible. That's gone on today, so everything should be tip-top, ready for starting.
Ready for it.
On the Monday.
Okay, well, do you want to take us through some of the machinery that you're going to use to do the task?
Yeah,
this is some of the stuff that we've purchased as a club over the last few years.
Yeah.
And it's good to see us got our own in-house gear, really, that we're putting it all to use really well.
Well, this is the first task that we'll be going on with. This is the size 6 Rotary TM1000. This is the main scarifier. As you can see, if I lift the guards up here, if you can just pop into the back there, the blades that are in there, they're going to do a linear aeration, and they're going to rake out any thatch from the surface. Now this will be going down only to about 1 centimetre at most, just to try and attack the thatch from the top surface. Now once this has been done, we need to clean up the green before any other operation can go ahead. So then we move on to the harper. This is the sweeper collector. Now we've got the brush that goes down, and this will sweep the turf up into a vacuum system which goes up and collects it all in the hopper here. Now that should tidy the greens up a hell of a lot to start off with. From following that, we'll be over to the hollow coring, which the tines have already been put on ready. This is the hollow corer, and as you can see, it's getting on a bit. 1997. Hopefully it'll carry on and get this season through for me as well. But this will do the whole punching. 4 centimetre centres, taking out 13 mil core, which will just simply be a plug of turf.
So this is actually what takes the holes that we see, makes the holes in the greens, that takes the turf out. Okay.
This is giving major aeration, and these are the holes that we want to fill in behind with new material and dilute the thatch.
Okay, so from then on, how do we fill them holes? What do you use to do that?
To do that, we'll be out into the yard. We've got the corrugator, and this is the latest in the spin dressers. This is the spin dressers. You load up at the back here, you switch it on, it comes through in a conveyor, through there, and then the spinning discs are the ones that put it out there onto the greens. Roughly, I would say you're looking on a average size green, 2 of these hoppers should fill the holes if we're going in, just taking it a nice clean 3-inch core out.
Okay, so we're putting some sand in this year, aren't we? How much sand in total do you think will be put on the greens in this process?
In this program of the next week, I would say 40 plus.
Okay, and what will that sand ultimately do to the playing surfaces? How do you envisage it improving them? What will it make them? How will it make them better? It's
going to dilute the thatch that's in there, and obviously each one of these holes is going to have a drainage capacity as well, which is going to drain through. There's not going to be a thatch layer that the water's got to percolate through.
Okay, so thatch layers generally hold water, don't they?
They hold water like a sponge.
So we're getting rid of the spongy surface on the top and making it drain better.
Firm them up, and then obviously it's a better environment for the grasses that we want.
Sure. Will it do anything to the firmness of the greens and the roll?
Over the last few years, while we've had this spin dresser, we've put more top dressing out over the last few years, and I think everybody can agree that the greens have become firmer. You know, when you're pitching the ball in, I think, and just walking on them, you know, through winter and such like, I think the greens are firmer.
Okay, how long do you envisage the recovery to take, providing that we get the favourable weather?
This is the big question. You know, you're in the lap of the gods, Mother Nature. Everything's been put into place, like I've said, that the fertilising, the pre-fertiliser that we've put out there, keeping the disease away by putting a preventative application out there. As long as the weather goes well, the operation goes well, I would hope 2 to 3 weeks after the job has been completed.
Okay.
You know, it's not 2 weeks from Monday when we start the job, it's going to be 2 weeks from the completion of the job. I'm hoping that we'll have a reasonable surface back.
Okay, so the completion will be, if all's going well, it'll take a week, 2 weeks to complete?
Yes, yeah. I'm hoping to have it all done hopefully by Thursday.
Okay.
If we can get it done by Thursday, that leaves me a little time just to do a bit of tidying up on the course itself as well for next week, just to make sure that we don't have too much growth and we don't get too much clippings left behind once we've finished the task that we've got next week. One of the main things as well that we've got that we haven't had in previous years is a sweep and fill. It's stood up on end for storage at the minute, but this is a new addition. A lot of clubs want them. When it's a sweep and fill, it connects up. It's stood up on end at the minute, but it does lie down. It connects up to the battery and it goes up and down on these wheels on an electric motor. But when it lowers down and these wheels engage, it actually moves the brushes, and this one will move that brush. So as it's going along, it's actually working the top dressing into the surface.
Okay, so they're moving in opposite directions.
Yes. Where in the past we've just had the old straight brush, which is just outside, and we've had to drive round umpteen times. Before you've got the green filled in on the tines, you've closed all the holes up with the amount of times you've drove over with the tractor. So this is a fantastic bit of kit that we've bought.
Yeah, it looks more efficient than the old style of doing things. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Scott, thanks for your time. Thanks for explaining that to us and the members. We hope that the job stays good for you and the weather is favourable, and you get a good couple of days out there on the course, and then the course and the greens will improve as a consequence of that. So thanks for watching. We'll see you again.